The Florida Aquarium is making waves globally, teaming up with the International Union for Conservation of Nature's Species Survival Commission and its Coral Specialist Group. It's a long name, yes, but the work is critical for our oceans and for us. Together, they launched the world's first global center for species survival. It's dedicated exclusively to coral. This groundbreaking hub marks a historic milestone in the fight to save coral reefs, vital ecosystems often called the rainforests of the sea. Coral reefs support more than 25% of marine life. They help protect coastal communities from storms and storm surge, and they fuel economies across the world through tourism and fishing. But these crucial coral reefs are under serious threat from rising ocean temperatures, disease, and pollution. Florida Aquarium President and CEO Roger Germann calls this new center an extraordinary honor and a profound responsibility, and he joins us now to talk more about it. Roger, congratulations. Great to have you with us on Fox Weather. You guys are leading the way down there in Tampa, my old stomping grounds. What does this mean for the Florida Aquarium to be leading the charge to save coral?
Well, we are, Ian, and thank you. It's great to be here. Come back to Tampa anytime. Look, I got goosebumps as you were reading the script just about what the impact is, because you're exactly right. Look, the rainforests of the sea, right, 25% of marine life relies on coral reefs, both here in Florida. You know, the third largest barrier reef is right here in Florida. People don't realize that. And then coral ecosystems around the world. So you're right. It's a profound honor here for us here at the Florida Aquarium. We have had some major breakthroughs in science and research and restoration, you know, global first over the last several years. Yeah. And so now to team up with the IUCN, right, and the Coral Species Group to be able to have a more coordinated effort globally to save coral reefs, whether they're here in Florida, you know, whether they're in the Great Barrier Reef, Costa Rica, the Middle East, around the world. It is vitally important, and it's such a huge honor and a true responsibility. We're super excited that we'd be selected for this.
Yeah, you guys have been doing amazing work. We've talked about some of it here on Fox Weather. This particular distinction, though, why was it important to launch a center that's dedicated exclusively to coral and the reef ecosystems right now, right there at the Florida Aquarium?
Yeah, I think, look, you report on the weather not only here, but around the world, right? And there's a lot of weather factors that are taking place. Healthy oceans are healthy people and healthy lives. I think that's one of the things that we're really trying to get across. And the coral reefs play an important role. You know, you talked about marine diversity, marine life. You know, there's economies that are based on coral reefs. There's resiliency based on coral reefs. I'll tell you here in Florida, you know, the reality of it is that we listen for those, you know, named storms that come through, but we know coral reefs can have an effect on slowing those down and having a positive effect on life here, in the United States, and then the coral reefs, how they serve their countries and communities around the world. So yeah, I mean, it's really critically important. There's been a lot of great coral work happening, but it's such a huge honor for a couple of reasons. One is for the Florida Aquarium to lead this effort and be this new center. You know, it's the first and only one in the world, right here in Tampa and right here in Florida. And I think it's another testament to, a lot of the innovation and collaboration that does happen out of Florida, out of Tampa, and out of the U.S. So it's a huge recognition, and we just can't wait to really get started and really see an impact not only in our own aquatic backyard, but again, globally around the world. We have to come together for these rainforests of the sea, or who knows what's next, right? Yes. Like I said, healthy oceans equal healthy people.
Yeah, I had laughed last time we checked in with you because of the name, Florida and Honduras, the Flanduran elkhorn coral that you developed right there. This is resilient crossbred coral. It's part of the important work that you're doing. Does this new partnership allow or give you access to anything to keep some of this work going?
Yeah, well, really, what's great about this is a leadership role. So it's a lot more of that coordination. So to your point, we're going to have opportunities here at the Florida Aquarium to do exactly what you talked about in the Flanduran coral. However, the responsibility here is what's the next Flanduran coral, version around the world. And so we're going to work with the Coral Specialist Group, and that may be something you see, in Latin America, where you're bringing other coral species together. But how do you have more collaborated coordination? That is critical. How do we share innovation, science, and research more globally in a coordinated effort? Because I'll tell you right now, we do a really good job, but what we do here in Florida, we may share with the folks in, again, the Great Barrier Reef or the Middle East. But now to have a very coordinated effort that rolls up to really the highest agency that is charged with protecting and preserving nature in all parts of this planet is pretty incredible. So we think we're going to have a greater impact to provide hope and solutions to saving coral reefs from extinction.
Mm-hmm. It's an amazing facility that you guys have there down in Tampa. Clearly a wonderful team. So very glad to hear about this recognition, and just keep leading from the front in an important fight to save coral across the planet. That's the president and the CEO of the Florida Aquarium, Roger Germann. Thanks for chatting with us on Fox Weather.
Thanks, Ian. I appreciate you.
Yeah, congrats.